the second question on the 1990s, Project for a New American Century, were basically a series of open letters that were solicited and composed by Bill Kristol, the granddaddy of the neocons, and Robert Kagan, who now is like closely aligned with the Biden administration and whose wife, as I said before, is Victoria Nuland. And these letters mostly featured signatures from neoconservatives on issues mostly related to the Middle East, calling for regime change in Iraq. But you also had figures like Tom Malinowski hanging out in these circles. He's a Democratic liberal, very liberal member of Congress from New Jersey, who's currently overseeing a super PAC ad blitz for Kamala Harris in areas heavily populated by Polish Americans and Ukrainian Americans in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, which basically pledges that Kamala will destroy Russia through Ukraine and crush Russian communism, even though Russia is not communist. Some of the most belligerent ads I've ever seen from a Democratic candidate to just play ethnic politics. And Malinowski, you'll see his signatures early on these letters when he was involved with Human Rights Watch, part of the human rights industrial complex. So my takeaway from PNAC has evolved over the years. During the Bush era, it got a lot of attention when I was like at salon.com and Democratic Party adjacent progressive online publications because the Iraq War is going very badly. So the Democrats were willing to blame the neocons, call them out as the demons that they were and the chicken hawks that they were. But it turns out that PNAC and the Wolfowitz doctrine behind it were articulations of the foreign policy of the Obama administration that would succeed Bush, as well as the Biden administration and a future Kamala Harris administration. And there's just clear continuity there. George W. Bush was a vessel for the same forces that controlled Bill Clinton. And so that's the way I see it now. But at the time, I actually thought, if we can get the Bush administration out, the neocons will lose all their influence.